All right, guys, so today we are continuing with square roots, and we're talking about estimating square roots. And so yesterday we talked about perfect square roots, right? All of these values here would make perfect square roots. You can solve each of those for its own individual square root. Today we're going to say, all right, well, what happens if we have something like the square root of 30? There's no real good way to solve the square root of 30. Unless you're using a calculator, there's no super duper accurate way to solve square root of 30. And so we are going to be figuring out a couple things. We want to take the square root of 30. We want to figure out, all right, which square root is it greater than? Which square root is it less than? So which of these numbers here does it fit in between? And then we're going to figure out what our actual solution would fit in between. So 30, if you're looking on our list here, 30 fits right in between 25 and 36. Right, we know 30 is in between 25 and 36, so it's in between the square root of 25 and the square root of 36. Square root of 25 is 5, square root of 36 is 6. So the square root of 30 fits somewhere in between 5 and 6. So we could say that this could be our answer, that the square root of 30 is in between 5 and 6. So we can say the square root of 30 is in between 5 and 6 because it's in between 25 and 36. All right, so that's the simple way. You're going to have your list. We made it yesterday. You're going to have your list, and that's going to be what helps you to just have a quick look at all of these things. So here's a hint. If you want to make your list bigger, I went to 15 yesterday. If you want to make it bigger, up to 20 or 25, that might be really helpful come test time. Just a helpful little thing. If you want to make your list of numbers a lot bigger, I maybe would do that. Just if you're listening. All right. Let's say, okay, well, what if we have something like the square root of 50. Square root of 50. All right, well, we're going to do the same thing we just did. We're going to say, all right, the square root of 50 is in between the square root of 49 and the square root of 64, which means that it's in between 7 and 8. So square root of 50 is somewhere in between 7 or 8. Now, if we look, would the square root of 50 be more likely to be something like 7.1 or 7.7? Would the square root of 50 be more likely to be 7.1 or 7.7? Well, if we think about where 50 is, the square root of 50 is really close to the square root of 49. And since the square root of 49 is really solid 7, that means the square root of 50 is going to be something that's really close to the value of 7. So which of these two is close to the value of 7? 7.1 or 7.7? Yes, exactly, 7.1. So we can even add a decimal in if we need to. We can kind of gauge, let's say we're maybe doing some kind of multiple choice problem and you need to have a guesstimate of where this decimal might be. This might be a good way to have a decimal, is to gauge. All right, well, 50 is close to 49, so that means that it's close to 7. 7.1 is closer to 7 than 7.7 is. This is where we understand our decimals. Knowing our decimals will make this part a little easier. All right. That didn't work. Get rid of all of that. And then finally, we're going to say, all right, what if we had something like the square root of 150. what is the square root of 150? What two numbers is this in between? All right, good luck. You'll be working on this some more tomorrow. I can't wait to see all you guys soon. Have a great day. Please be the great students I know that you all are. Bye.